Western culture, which means your culture, my culture, Western culture, rooted so much in the ancient Roman way of life. Just imagine how the Colosseum is still up to date, because our stadiums are based on the Flavian amphitheater, of which ahead of us there is Colosseum is in front of you. The rest collapsed, the inside disappeared, because without any use, even this building collapsed. And what falls down, what is abandoned, becomes source of reuse, of recycling, of building materials. If you look on your right in a few moments, above each of the lowest arches, you will see the numbers of the entrances and like the season tickets, in order to enjoy the shows, in order to know where to sit. And you know that the shows were free of charge.
Expected to be paid, and they took a picture, and then they didn't have any money. Yeah. And so the guy got really mad at them, and they gave him like some change. They left. So yeah, that last one I got.
Come with me. Can you wait a moment?
David,
When you're on a tour like this,
Yep.
you have to go with their pace, you know.
Yep.
If you want to see everything, that is, right? Otherwise, you have to spend a few weeks here, you know.
Oh, sure.
Strada becomes street, but via becomes way. Do you know that 30% of this language which you speak, comes from here? And so the big arch was not a door, was not used to walk through it, but to represent how strong is my emperor, how I am protected by my emperor. So the arch was a symbol of security. What gives you security? What gives you security?
Wow, it is hot.
When you think about it, what's it supposed to be?
Don't be in a group. Very crazy when you're in a group and you go where the person in front of you goes. The green book today. closer. It shows you how the Romans were able to merge, to link different people without crushing their culture. May I remind you, think about it. Huh? So look how I'm trying to show you that the Romans were bossy, but they merged with the local people. Don't forget, this is called history. It is not called to have talked to the people about the new ideas of Jesus Christ. Here, you know, look on the other side where there is that scaffolding. That used to be the archive, where the documents, the issues, the decisions of the government used to... Something you are interested in? And my culture ends with the Arabs. The Arabs brought into the West many Chinese things, but when I study history, I go as far as the Arabs. Because with the Arabs, with Afghanistan, even in India, my culture ends. Steps in bricks, these are the old steps. Imagine you and me having some free time outdoors in the main square. You know that the ancient people, and not only the ancient people, but even today, in the Mediterranean, so much happens, and being 200 or 300 years in a hot country, like Florida, or I don't know, northern... Who was Maxentius? A Roman emperor. No, Anthony is a friend of mine. Maxentius is a Roman emperor. Dear ladies and gentlemen, it's time to answer the question of the gentleman. This is part of the roof of the Basilica of Maxentius where we are. It was made 1,700 years ago with the intelligent use of baked bricks. This is clay. This is molded right in the shape, baked in a kiln. These bricks were used already in India 4,000 years ago. But the mixture of lime, volcanic earth, they are cheaper than plastic. Cheaper in the same field. And it's very easy. Look how the Romans used something which is one of the treasures in the Western culture. Not in one country. Let's not talk about my country being the best. Rubbish. Even my country is the best. Or excuse me, my country is the only one that God protects. Rubbish. And how the Romans were people from Libya, from Spain, from England, or from Romania, sharing, dividing, merging so many energies. So this system became like St. Peter's Church. St. Peter's Church is built in this way. Only 450.
Sorry.
All right, you want the both of you in that picture?
But possibly how much is going to be some headache pills?
Don't buy it. You can take that. I gave Tylenol to between all of us on the bus, we were sharing everything. Last night I woke up.
Oh, I had the wine, but...
Yeah, I know, huh? You had his eyes on her.
What do you think? We already did.
miss this impressive view again of the arch, but even of this big tree in front of you to the left. Look, it's a 320 years old pine tree. Those columns re-erected, dated back to the end of the last century. Some buildings, as you see, are repainted with the original colors. Some buildings are going to be repainted. These, before the use of gunpowder, the tower was the image of the military superiority, the castle, the tower. And this one has been built with the bricks of the Forum. Siamo qui a destra, poi ci fermiamo lì. I would like you to end with me this itinerary with a view rather impressive on your right of the Forum of Augustus. Look at the big temples on your right. I would like you to enjoy in a few moments the big shopping center on your right, because do you know that modern people in the Western world discovered, electricity, created computers, but ancient people created shopping malls like this one on your right. 5 floors of shops still standing. And this one on your right is the Basilica, which is a rectangular building used by Greeks, Romans, and later used even by Christians. Ci fermiamo qua. Ladies and gentlemen, the included tour, the complimentary tour of Trafalgar, as George told you, is over. Than expected. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 e 7. And now I would like you to see part of the theatre ahead of you, ladies and gentlemen, which is being cleaned. Can you check the difference?
Yes.
They are spraying steam, they are removing dirt, and they make of the white color of the stone a visible one, because here is dark due to the dust, the pollution. The one I showed you before is not the only shopping center. A very pleasant area with so many different amenities. Travelers could reach the Middle Eastern part of the world, where once so much came here. So much in terms of knowledge, in terms of civilization, in terms of philosophy or religion. May I remind you that Peter and Paul came in Rome along this road. And now Lino, the driver, is driving where Julius Caesar could ride, or where Peter and Paul could walk. Elizabeth Taylor and those kind of people lived or live on this road. Even Marcello Mastroianni lived on your left before he died. This is the edge of the city, being a leader of the Christians. This is the place, the fork ahead of you, where Peter stopped. He didn't know what to do, right or left. He asked Christ what to do. And obviously he got courage. And on this spot, where apparently on your left this church was built, Peter made up his mind. He returned back to Rome to continue his evangelization work. This corner for the Christians is very dear. This corner for the pilgrims has been a place where they stopped. They got into this church to say a prayer, remembering, by the way, the fear, the vicissitudes through which the Christians had to go through in the beginning of their, it's written on your left above the door, look. It's Latin. Quelli danno tutti lo stop, viene ancora più avanti.
Very good. Very good.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is a green area. This is a green area, which means that they harvested wheat and now they grow alfalfa. Not far from here, shepherds milk their animals to produce cottage cheese. History is not teaching, is not drinking, two different things. So the catacombs were places where people were buried, and we are going there to enjoy informations about life of early Christians. There are other groups. One is inside. Doesn't matter. Say hello to them. You know, inside. Between you and me, the owner is the same. But obviously, Trafalgar is better. Now, years. Because sometimes things don't have to change. They can, they might, but they don't have to change just to make more money. Do you know that money brings money, but money doesn't buy memories. When memories are gone, securities are gone. So money cannot do everything, by the way. Look on your right. Weeds grow on the walls. Those weeds produce capers. Today I give you as a present, I know it, a bunch of flowers. I do this to you. Good luck to you. You are number one, and you like it. Once people would have given to you a pine cone, a fig, a pomegranate, which meant no, pineapples did not exist here. They came much, much later. So a pomegranate, a pine cone, and a pomegranate and a fig, lots of seeds inside. That's why, which meant long life to you, long good luck to you, and that's why you see.
Yeah, all right.
You have finished. Thank you very much and bon appetit.
This is the restaurant Thalia. Thalia, Thalia. I'm having a wonderful time. The music's good, the food's good, the company's excellent. See you later.